So the third and final song that I wrote with Say Believe is called "The Best Thing You've Ever Done." Um, this one is kind of, well, it's pretty much the easiest song that I wrote with the band. It's far easier than the other two because you're not even playing for half of it. So the first verse and the first chorus, you're not playing anything at all. And then when it comes to the second verse, I'm not going to play everything the whole way through because it's just too hard. Like, because it's not because you're literally just adding very kind of feel-based sort of lead lines to it. I don't see much point in playing it through. I'll just tell you. I'll just show you each part slowly, basically, or I'll play at a normal speed and then slow it down for you and show you exactly what I'm doing. But I mean, for most of this, you can, like, this was a song that I just jammed on the spot, and well, I kind of jam it every time I play it. I'm almost never playing the same thing for it. But basically, in the second verse, when you come in, normally what I do is I basically pick a lot of notes using a C sharp minor bar chord. So even though the song's in E major, I just find C sharp, when you're playing lead lines off the C sharp minor chord structure, it actually complements the whole thing very well. Anyway, yeah, so I'm normally doing something like this. Poorly executed, but you get the idea. Like, I'm basically just I'm just mucking about with that C sharp minor chord, basically, and that's literally all I do. Yeah, so just have a muck about when you end up playing that with the full band. And then there's 4 bars between the verse, the second verse and the second chorus, at which point you're doing, or which point I play, I play a variation of A, up to a variation of E, and then down to B. So basically I have 2 fingers, one on the 4th fret of the D, and one on the 4th fret of the G, and then one on the 2nd fret of the B, and I play everything bar the bottom E string. So I do that for the first 2 chords. So sorry, that's wrong. It's not down here, it's up here. So same chord structure, but just 2 fingers on the 6th frets of both your D and your G strings, and then 1 finger on the 4th fret of the B. So you're doing that, then you're moving everything 2 frets up to the E, and then your basic B sus chord down here. So 1 finger on the 2nd fret of the A, and then 2 fingers each on the 4th fret of your D and your G. So played normal speed, it's So that's just that that 4-bar gap between the second verse and the second chorus, and then in the chorus, the actual chorus itself, I sometimes do that same chord progression, but often I interchange between that and following Mish's guitar part, which is just A to up to E, but instead of a normal E sus, which is the same chord structure as the B sus down here, I'm basically adding in a seventh. So it's one finger on the A string 7th fret, one finger on the ninth fret D string, and one on the 8th fret of the G string. So the whole chorus, I'll go through both of the variations just so that it's made abundantly clear. So you can either do it like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. Or you can do it like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're basically doing either one of those chord progressions for the whole chorus. Basically, as long as you're going from A up to E, or A to E to B in some way or another. Yeah, again, I never figured it. I never nailed down one specific chord progression, or one specific set of chords for that part. I just kind of, as long as it was A to E to B, it was fine. And then the only other part I do in the whole song is in the next part, which is just like an instrumental sort of bridge. And so with that, I'm basically going, well, I'll play it through first and then break it down for you. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. So basically at that point where I cut, that's where you stop playing for the duration of the song, and Mish finishes off the song by herself. So basically all I'm doing here is for a while I'm just picking the 5th fret on the B, then down to the 4th fret on the B, and then open on the B. So and you'll notice that I add a couple of this note before I reset that lead part. And then so I basically do that a couple of times, and then for the next 4 repetitions, it's all based around you kind of move into a different part of the lead, which basically goes from the starting note here, 5th fret on the B, to the 7th fret on the E, back to that same 4th fret on the B, and then open on the B. So to play it through, and then that last part, which is a big build up from the whole band, I'm just strumming, or I'm just strumming, strumming with one finger on the 5th fret of the B and one finger on the 7th fret of the E. So it's just for one bar basically. And I just cut out at that point. Yeah, so that's pretty much that's pretty much that song. Yeah, if you have any more questions, or you don't quite understand everything, just just let me know through the rest of the band. But yeah, this song, like I said, it's kind of hard to teach out of context of the rest of the band, but at least you know what I play to some degree or another. Yeah, so I hope all these video tutorials have helped with everything. Yeah, peace.